I was in a relationship with a person who had trauma issues from their mother.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
First of all, my flight was canceled.
Oh, yeah, I remember
I
that.
sat in the airport for 8 hours.
I remember.
Only
that was
to have
awful.
my flight canceled.
To be suspicious from the beginning. What kind of business? I mean, it could be the drug business, internal organ selling business. Like, what kind of business are you working for? Tell me. Don't know to this day if I passed or not.
What?
Wow.
Didn't care because I told myself that I didn't. Welcome to Three Voices Unfiltered. We're your hosts,
Ronisha,
Theresa,
and Suzanne. And around here, nothing is off limits. We talk about everything, the real, the messy, the hilarious, and the inspiring. So let's get into it. I think everybody's cheating on them. No, just because so-and-so cheated on you, or just because so-and-so stole from you, or just because so-and-so physically abused you, or whatever the blank is, doesn't mean that I'm going to do it.
Yeah, it's not fair.
That's good.
It's not fair.
That's true.
So don't let your button, to say what you're saying, you need to heal that before you go into a relationship, because when any little trigger goes off, you're going to go off, set you off.
I was in a relationship with a person who had trauma issues from their mother.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Ooh, so everything
tough one.
I did was an issue. I'm like, why? That was rough.
Yeah. Have you ever had a guy tell you, you're not my mother, or you're acting like my mother?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I am not here to raise no grown men.
No, I haven't. Because I've always felt like, I'm not trying to be anybody's, mother.
Yeah.
Mother, I already raised my kid. I want to raise you.
You have to come here all the way grown. No.
Yes. Yeah.
No. And for some people, and I think some men want that.
Ugh.
This person,
some people want that.
This person said I reminded him of his mother, and he did not like his mama. So,
and that's the case, and that's what it is.
A problem.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Or if he loved his mother, then he wanted you to. That person would want you to emulate the things that.
Either way, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, that was a rough.
I don't
situation.
want, we all have trauma, honestly. We all have things that will trigger us. We all have things that are difficult or challenging, or that experiences, right? It's all experiences. But each relationship should be like a clean canvas.
Should be
a clean canvas. And if something happens, then, it goes on. You're building this canvas together to be beautiful.
That's a good Disney movie.
That's so nice.
It's a good Disney movie. I want that movie.
But how do you get there, though? I mean, how do you get there?
So to resolve conflict, choosing the right time is important. If you're exhausted, I've done that. You know what? Right now I'm tired. I gotta go to bed. Let me sleep on it, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow. Diffuse it.
All right.
Listening to respond, not reload. Something I would teach my students: seek to understand before being understood. It's in the habits book. You need to pause and try to understand what the person is trying to tell you before you try to make them convince them of your point.
Okay.
And that's a good one. Staying on the issue. Don't go bringing up the past. Owning your part. That's a big one, accountability. Own your part. You know that if somebody owns their part, I'm already better.
Because it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
Take responsibility.
I'm already better. You know what? I get you. Just get me. You don't have to understand it and believe it and accept it, but just get me. Do you think that's enough, Theresa?
What about some of those people who just want to fight? Because that's in their DNA.
Some people like to fight.
They like to argue. That's in their DNA.
Yeah.
That's how they grew up, or that's what they know. That's all they know. So how do you combat that, though?
That's tough.
Sometimes you might just have to walk away, because if they're not willing, people that have anger issues.
It may not even be anger. It just means every little thing is an argument.
Everything is an argument.
And it could be said very matter-of-factly, because I was with somebody who never yelled, but it was always an argument. It wasn't any yelling matching. It was just an argument.
Yeah. Everything was a problem.
Everything was a problem.
Everything was like a big...
An issue. Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Somebody left a coffee. What are those coffee things that you put coffee grains in the coffee maker?
Filter? No.
Filter? Yeah. Oh, a filter is in the coffee maker.
Take it out.
Big. Okay.
It's like
makeup's on my white towel. Argument. I mean, it was always
some people.
It was always something.
Always a problem. They just want to fight. But anyway.
Ooh. Yes.
And there's people that are like that. It doesn't matter what you do, they're not going to be happy.
True.
Yes.
They're not going to be happy.
They're just miserable people.
They're going to be nitpicking at everything.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be wrong. But then what do you do?
Well,
like, we can't be doormats and walk away.
That's what I was getting ready to say. If you identify that red flag early in a relationship,
you're done.
Then you should cut your losses. But if it's family and they just always been like that, then you got to find a way to set those boundaries.
Yep. You know, I'm not going to say exactly what this trip was, but my trip out of the country recently, I had some struggles. First of all, my flight was canceled.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I sat in the airport for 8 hours.
I remember.
Only to have
awful.
my flight canceled. I had to go back to the airport an hour and a half away the next day. This airline just decided to cancel my flight without telling me, putting me on a different flight, which at the end I was thankful for because I got there. That was the last seat to go out of the country.
Wow.
But so they did it. And it was all systematic. It's nothing that anyone personally did. It was the system. And then getting there and it just the energy not being what I thought it would be. You know, the light, fun, happy energy with the group that I was with. And I just had to get in a different mindset to make sure I had a good time because I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of time. Y'all know it's like going through quicksand to get there. I was like trying to get there. I got there and then the energy was off and I'm like, okay, how can I just got to be happy in the moment. So
that's my new thing lately. Like, things may not work out the way I wanted to. Someone may not speak the way that I prefer, but I'm like, I don't care, whatever. And there's boundaries, of course. I'm not saying that I'm going to let, be all, but vacations, like, it may not be this great vacation that you were planning, but just roll with it and make the best of it, which is what you ended up doing.
Oh my God. I had to. It was too expensive. It was too long of a trip not to just change your perspective. Happy. And I got to shop. I got to, meet some good friends that I talk to right now. And it was it was a good trip.
That's awesome.
Well, let me tell you about this time. This one time I went on a bus trip from New Jersey to Canada with some friends. It was nice. I mean, we had a good time. We stopped at Niagara Falls and everything. This is back in the 80s, y'all, early 80s. Okay, this is when I was
Did you take the water
mother. I was poor, y'all. I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of money.
What?
I didn't have a whole lot of money.
I know what that's like.
But I was able to really vacation. I've done a lot of things, y'all. But anyway, so I was able to go on this bus ride. We called bus rides back in the day.
Yeah, they used to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We went to Canada. And so I ran out of money. And it was the last day. We were coming back. Okay. And it was the last day. And I ran out of money. And I was so prideful that I would not ask my friends to give me money to get something to eat. We're on our way back. You still got to, ride back.
Yeah.
And so that was a learning lesson for me because I was young. I was in my early 20s. I was young. But I wanted a vacation. So I went. But I ran out of money, did not budget my money the way I needed to budget my money. And so I never did that again.
I've done that before.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say that it was a bad vacation because it wasn't. I had a good time. I enjoyed. I went everywhere everybody else went and I enjoyed it, but I ran out of money.
The Panama cruise that I mentioned, there was a couple there. I'm talking about somebody else, but there was a couple. They were having a great time. It was their honeymoon. I think their church had paid for their trip, and they were spending money and spending. I mean, in a way that it was very obvious. And I said, gosh, they must have a lot of money in their account or something, because they're just spending money like crazy. And at the end of the cruise, you know how they give you your little bill, they slip it underneath the door, or they put it in your in the box. Mm-hmm. They had a huge balance, and they were going around sharing it and telling people. And I was like, I saw them spending money like that. Like, they'll give. I don't know what happens on the cruise line if you don't have enough money to pay for your bill at the end.
That's
I guess they put it to your credit card, or what if you don't have a credit card, enough money on your or balance? I don't know what happens, but I know they were in a pickle that last day. So you have to budget for your trips. You cannot just go on trips blindly.
Job titles that don't match what they tell you.
Oh.
So he says he's a businessman. He works on Wall Street and he works at McDonald's. That's a big job title discrepancy.
He could be the manager of McDonald's.
But he didn't tell me. So now
I'm a businessman.
He says I'm a businessman. So
anybody that tells me they're a businessman but don't tell me, that would be suspicious from the beginning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What kind of business? Mm-hmm. I mean, it could be the drug business. Mm-hmm. It could be the internal organ selling business. Like, what kind of business are you working for? Tell me.
Right. Tell me. Another thing, like Theresa mentioned, age inconsistencies, where this person is trying to pretend that they're this age, but they're really not. And you can tell based on whitepages.com. You know, whitepages.com is one that I used to look in at people. Yeah. I didn't Google, but I always would look people up in whitepages.com. Mm-hmm. Too good to be true profiles. The profile picture. Mm-hmm. I talked to a guy for a long time that I never saw. He would never FaceTime, like you said. He would never, want to go on Zoom. I think it was Skype back then. Skype. He never wanted to do Skype. I was like, that was weird. I don't know why. So those are some natural red flags that really, I think, could uncover your dealings with somebody else. Could be a creep.
They're sus.
Yeah, they're sus.
Okay, Suzanne.
Not from John. Okay, Suzanne. John told me that.
I know they're sus. Okay. But how many of you, when you Google, you saw the red flag and you still decided to go out? Or was that just...
Oh, no. Well, the one example of the guy, we were done. That was it. I'm like, I actually try to alert other women, reported it to the dating site, because it was, if he's doing it to me, he's doing it to who know how many other women that are more gullible than I am. And I don't know what they're, So yeah, I did. I reported it.
Yeah, but I haven't had that experience. So. Okay.
You reported the guy being like a fake...
Mm-hmm. To all the dating sites that I found him on.
Yeah, because I feel like she has a responsibility. You know what I mean? So it won't happen to somebody else.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. But is there a line that we should draw with Google? Like, is there something that's too far when you're researching someone that you might be interested in? Are we checking their mama's page? Are we are we looking for their baby mama, their ex-wives? Are we all on their page? Are we sending them notes and messages?
Oh my goodness, I've never done that.
Is it too far? Like, are we allowing the person to speak for themselves before we even, we're not allowing them to speak for themselves before we find out all this information? Like, what are we doing here?
I think there's a boundary. There's a boundary, yes. Like, I can investigate it, and unless I find something that's totally off, I may not say anything. But I'm alert. Now I know, and I'm paying attention.
You rather know?
Paying attention. I'd rather know.
Have you ever Googled someone and regretted that you Googled them?
No.
I've been afraid to be alone before.
That's a good point, Theresa.
Yeah.
Because when you have a health condition, like I had cancer, and I thought, what if nobody wants to be with someone who has or had cancer? And I thought about that for a while, but then I was like, it is what it is, because it can feel like a scar.
Yeah.
like a lonely scar, I guess. I don't know. I didn't feel lonely, but I did have that thought, like, how do you explain to someone that you've had cancer? When I met Ralph, I'm like, when am I going to share this?
Right.
Everybody was asking me, have you told Ralph that you had brain cancer? Have you? I'm like, no. I don't know if I'm going to tell him. But I did. But I did think of that. I thought maybe I would be alone, because who wants to be with someone who possibly had a really traumatic health condition?
Wow. Yeah, it takes a lot. I had a friend that was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she had a boyfriend, and at the time they hadn't been dating that long, maybe a few months, but he bailed. When the first weekend she went to chemotherapy, he was within days or that weekend, I don't know, but shortly thereafter he bailed out. He broke up with her. He couldn't handle it.
I view that as a blessing. I really do, because God showed her who he was real quickly so he can move out the way.
Mm-hmm. Y'all know my ex bailed, like, emotionally. We were married, so he bailed emotionally. He was there physically, but I didn't get anything in terms of support.
I think that a lot of people use social media and their cell phones to try to connect to people because they don't like the silence
and break the loneliness. That's how these women that we talked about briefly one time, getting men, but a lot of they get caught up with people that are scamming them. But I was talking to my husband about it, and I'm like, it's about love. People are looking for love.
Yeah. And
sadly, they get taken advantage of by these scammers because they know that that's what we're looking for. They're playing on their emotions, but it really is like an emotional connection that they make with them that manipulates them into doing the things that they do. So we say, I would never do that, that would never happen to me. But you don't know that. You don't know if you're so lonely that finding that connection really resonates with you, and you're caught up before you even know how to get out. Something that I would change actually in regards to higher education. So when I went to college right after high school, and my degree was computer science. Mm-hmm. I'm not a math person. I have never been a math person. I can do it, but I have to really study. I struggle. It's not natural for me to be, I'm not a math person. So I took a calculus course, and it was kicking my butt. We took the first exam. I studied and studied and studied and studied. I studied hard, where I felt confident that I was going to ace the test. So I took the test, and the test was nothing that I had studied. It just threw me into a loop. I was stressed out. I didn't understand any of it. I finished it. I turned it in. I went from the classroom to the registrar's office and changed my major. Don't know to this day if I passed or not.
What?
Wow.
Didn't care. Because I told myself that I didn't, and I regret. I regret not knowing if I passed that test.
Yes.
Wow.
And changed my major to marketing because I said I want no math. But I should have stuck it out because I was good at the computer science part of it. Writing, I was good at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I was not good at math, and I regret that. I should look at where we are now. If I had a computer science degree and then gone on to my master's and possibly further.
I don't know. We don't know.
We don't know because Suzanne quit.
Well, that's funny that you started out of high school to computer science. I did the same thing.
We're twins.
My degree was decision sciences. You remember that degree? Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be a computer engineer or do something with computers because I love computers, but it was too much having Trey as a baby and going to class and going to work, and I just couldn't do it. But
yeah, I regret that. I wish I would have stuck it out and, work with the professor and
I'm
try
like
to
you too. I couldn't do any
math.
Math is not my thing. English is my thing.
English is my thing. And then I keep anyhow, but yeah, I regret that. I regret not really studying what I wanted to do when I grew up in my career. Like then, I feel like I settled for my bachelor's degree. It was the easiest one to...
Really?
Yeah, it was the easiest one to bring all the credits over. Yeah, and master's.
I don't feel like I settled.
I feel like I settled. I feel like I didn't study well because our bachelor's degree is so broad. It really is. It doesn't focus. I feel like it doesn't focus in just one area. It's information technologies, but it's very broad. Like we learn a little bit about everything, but didn't really focus on one thing.
That's true.
So I feel that I should have studied more what I want it to be and not, this one takes all my credits. Oh, this one doesn't have any math or simple math. Oh, this one, okay, I'll do that. Instead of just thinking, I really want to be this. Although I did do research about being a lawyer and it was going to take the LSAT, but
my degree,
you have to go in person to be a lawyer.
You do. My degree got me into education, which got me into training, which got me into instructional design, which got me into my career.
So, I like my master's now, like adult education. I love it. I love adult education. And I like instructional design. And actually, I went to get ice cream yesterday and I saw his sign. And I tore that thing up in my head about that. Said that is just not user friendly.
Our bachelor's degree taught us how to organize content, graphics
and do you find it to this day, like me with the sign? I'm like, that's terrible. That's not good for the user. You should. I mean, it made me anyhow. So I do like that. I like taking in and dissecting, content and curriculum. But anyhow, that's a whole nother. But I do regret that.
Yeah.
Do you think that that fear, just the word fear, the action fear, played any type of pivotal role in the things that we would change?
Fear and insecurity. In both my examples, it was not fear with the person, just insecurity. I was insecure to say no, I'm worth much more but fear, for the test, absolutely. I was terrified. And who knows, I may have even aced that test.
Do us a big favor and hit that like button, share this episode, and subscribe.